conditions were ideal again, not a cloud in the sky, and the pitch obviously going to play very easily. England had a marvellous chance here to take the Australian bowling by the scruff of the neck and get a sizable total at which a declaration could be made. For the Australians, well, their job simply was to contain the England batsmen. We join play with the first ball of the day, and it's Dennis Lillee bowling to John Edrich.
And confidently struck by Edrich. A little bit of a loosener there from Lillee, half volley, but very nicely put away. And if that's the pattern of the morning's play, it'll be a good day for England. So Edrich quickly into his stride there with 3 runs. That's a good shot. Much freer Edrich here this morning. Stroked that away very, very nicely indeed for 4. Half volley on the leg stump. That was no real slog. It was a very good shot. Another beautiful shot for 4 runs. And this is exactly what England wanted. So Edrich 2 boundaries already in a 3. He's added 11 runs in the first 6 minutes here. So half volley nicely clipped away by Amos. It's Edwards in pursuit again. Amos running well there. And the first 2 quickly, able to take the 3rd. And the sort of shot that'll do Dennis Amos a power of good this morning. Firmly struck in the middle of the bat, moves on to 9. And that's another good shot. Really fine form being shown here this morning by John Edrich, clipping that through mid-wicket. Both bowlers coming alike to him at the moment. So Lillee bowling again to Amos. And that's it, he's caught him in the slips. And that's going to hurt. That went very quickly. I don't think he took it right in the middle of the hand, but safe as ever, Greg Chappell clinging onto that. And it's the old story, I'm afraid, that Dennis Lillee has dismissed Dennis Amos once again. And this is the departure again of Dennis Amos. No movement, as you can see, at all in the ball there. But England looking for runs, and the edge catch being offered there to Greg Chappell. The short leg gone in now. And the short one hooked away. Graham Gooch having a little look round to see exactly where it did go, but it went for 4, and once again he's off the mark with a boundary. And Gooch will have to hurry. And he only just scrambled in there, a little slow and late setting off. Edrich looking for the single here off the last ball. Hesitation there by Gooch before he really gets into top gear. And a very close call indeed. And that's through the slips. Quite where he intended it, but it's going to bring 4 runs to John Edrich. Oh, 260 now for 3. Edrich moving on to 125. And the England lead on to 307.
That's 4 runs. And we move to double figures for the first time in the Test innings. Oh, well bowled. Can't pull that one up. It's racing down towards the pavilion, into the rails. A good-looking stroke from John Edrich. Moving into Walker. The ball wasn't over-pitched. He hit it on the up. It's a good shot. And that'll be 4 more. It's also played a few running off the edge like that. And this extremely fast outfield gives the fieldsman no chance at all. Good shot, 4 runs. Really timed that well and placed it even better. Thumped it away between Edwards and McCosker. Neither had the slightest chance of cutting that off. It's one of the few half volleys Lilly has bowled this morning.
Max Walker then to John Edrich. And that's a beautiful stroke. 2 extra cover. Well, that was another lovely shot. He played one very similar to that against Dennis Lilly in the last over.
11 over spell this morning at the start of this over, 1 for 33. Edrich hoping himself a little bit. That will go through again for 4. Eden Gilmore, no chance of cutting it off once it beats the field down there towards the top. So the 300 coming up, 303 now for 3, with Edrich moving the score under 146. Ali with 1 slip and an extra cover off the short run into Edrich. It's tickled away beautifully down to deep long leg. That'll go racing away for 4 more. It'll bring up 150 for John Edrich. And the crowd, another good one here today, on their feet, rising to the Surrey captain as he takes his score to 152 undefeated runs out of an England score of 309 for 3. In there a long, long time, 459 minutes this innings has lasted, and he's been in occupation of the crease the whole time. 19 fours so far. It's Mallett to Gooch. He's bowled him. Actually just a little pace down the pitch, tried to get to the pitch a bit, made it into a Yorker, and Mallett takes his wicket. So Graham Gooch, the 4th man out for England, he made 31 and enjoyed a partnership of 56 with John Edrich. This is how he finally went, taking this little pace down the wicket, making it into a Yorker there. Well, the Slorts crowd have taken Tony Greig to the hearts, getting another fine reception. And I suppose a situation made here for the England captain, coming in at 315 for 4, full of confidence at the moment. Everything's been going extremely well for him, not only his captaincy but his batting as well. Made a fine 96 in the first innings. Good full swing of the bat. First ball from Greig gets him off the mark.
The overall lead is 375, and now it's Jeff Thompson to Tony Greig. It's 4 runs. Very firmly hit shot. Shot, 4 runs. Down the track to Mallett, giving himself a little bit of room for the shot. And he picked the gap nicely between extra cover and mid-off. Smashed that away past point. Very powerful stroke. That's 6. What a great shot. It went over Greg Chappell's head, but it went a long, long way over. Oh, that was a lovely stroke. Plenty of power in it, but the timing was superb. He just picked it up from round about leg stump. Hit with the spin. It went straight into the area just in front of the scoreboard near the tavern. So the lead now is over 400. 402. And another fine shot. Mallet straying round about the leg stump there. He has 4 men on the offside, so this is not good bowling. Just getting away too far towards leg stump. That was another lovely stroke. So Tony Greig now has been instrumental in taking 34 off the Australians since lunch in only 5 overs. 163 to EDRICH and 38 to Tony Greig. And Ashley Mallett goes off, and a very interesting bowling change. Ian Chappell is bringing himself on. A real challenge this between the captains, because the only reason Chappell would have come on is to try and bowl out Tony Greig. That's a good shot. Picked that up nicely. Well wide of Jeff Thompson. Hit it away into the pavilion rails. Nicely judged stroke that by John EDRICH, and it takes him on to 168. He's now past his previous highest ever score against Australia. It was 164 at the Oval in 1968. Four more. Just that little nudge outside the off stump. There's no slip in, so it was quite safe. Thompson, the fieldsman there. That's the first time he's thrown a ball in the series. That was sidearm. He's been very careful not to throw anything over arm.
Greig already down the wicket. He's caught, driven very firmly and very solidly. And Doug Walters at short extra, clinging on to a very stinging drive there. Well, I must say, a very bright interlude there from Tony Greig. Admirable performance, exactly the innings that England needed at this stage. Caught by Walters off the bowling of the Australian captain Ian Chappell. He made 41 really exhilarating runs, and they took him only 53 minutes. And everything all through this match has gone so very right for Tony Greig. 96 in the first innings, pulled England out of the dirt, following this up with this beautiful little knock of 41. A 6 and 5 fours in it, and in the middle for less than an hour. This is Ian Chappell collecting his wicket. Tony Greig dancing down the pitch and really middling that one. And Walters taking it in the midriff. So Ian Chappell has taken himself off with 1 for 26 and has recalled Ashley Mallett. Starts off with a short one, pulled away for a single by Knott. That's in the air, could be out. And it's the end of John EDRICH. So after a great long battle out there, John EDRICH finally falling to Ashley Mallett. Jeff Thompson taking good running catch at deepish mid-on. And appreciation then for the Surrey captain, John Edrich. A marathon stay at the innings, the man who's really put England in this exceedingly strong position. He's out for 175 and occupied the crease for 9 hours. 21 boundaries in his innings, getting a big hand from another great crowd here at Lord's. So after 9 hours, this is how it all ended for John Edrich. Coming down the wicket. First time he's really tried to hit Mallet over the top. And Jeff Thompson judging the catch well at mid-on. Biggish edge there. Sheffield dive on its slip. They scramble through the 100. 400 up then, 400 for 6 to England. And there's the old streaker. He's going to be greeted when he gets back. He's probably picking up a £10 note from somebody. Bob Wilmer's turn this time. He's swung it away. He's hit it gloriously. Right into the crowd for 6. That's a fine shot. It's as good a shot as we've seen. A real good old-fashioned crack over the top of mid-off from Bob Woolmer.
Yes, you don't often see that sort of shot now, and it's marvellous to see over extra cover. And that one has gone for 6, a very, very big hit. Into the tavern bar. He really did strike that one.
Yeah, that was a good length ball, Dennis, wasn't it? And they always go much further than the one pitched further up. He really connected, picked this up beautifully. That fine 4 over the top, followed by this 6. And picked it up, gone with the spin, and many a mile back into the crowd. Woolmer here taking toll of Ashley Mallett. He's moved on to 31. And there he goes, 3rd time, and the wicket to Ashley Mallett. And that's it. There's the declaration. Tony Greig, the England captain, on the balcony, beckoning the boys in.
The declaration from Tony Greig came at 20 to 4, which meant that the Australians had to make 2 starts. Good tactics, that by Greig. They had to bat for 50 minutes, then take tea, and then there was a shortened final session they would have to negotiate to go into the final day tomorrow. The England card, Edrich 175, a good long innings, did the right thing by the side. Amos out cheaply today. Gooch played 1 or 2 good-looking strokes, and the innings of the day came from the England captain, Tony Greig, who made a brilliant 41, one of the best short innings I've seen from him. Mallet took 3 wickets for Australia, but it was a long, hard haul that had been set the Australian team. 484 to win the match, and only the greatest optimist in the world, and then one from Australia, would have thought they could possibly do it. I didn't think they had any chance at all. Their only hope was to bat out the 8 hours, 20 minutes to gain a draw. The pitch still playing well, but as far as I could see, the Australians today had to make sure that they didn't lose any wickets. Well, John Snow began the bowling for England in the 2nd innings with a stiff breeze at his back. He was bowling from the nursery end. His partner was Peter Lever, who we see now bowling to Alan Turner.
So 4 byes. Beat him there. First real play and miss on the best ball that Lever has produced so far.
It was a very ordinary sort of stroke. Turner looking down the pitch, so the ball did something quite strange. Well, it just climbed a little bit, but it was a very poor stroke away there on the leg side. No chance there for Steele to stop that. A bit too wide, and no chance for Tony Greig to pick it up either. That's a good looking stroke. Anything on that side, if it beats the field, it's generally 4. So successive boundaries now from Alan Turner off John Snow's bowling. And a change in the bowling. So the openers have got through the new ball attack of John Snow and Peter Lever. Peter Lever's been taken off, and Tony Greig is coming on to bowl his spinners.
And that's it, a little bit of turn. And that'll quieten the crowd a little bit. Brings joy again to Tony Greig. And Alan Turner caught it slip. That one turned in just a fraction. And the breakthrough England wanted. Tony Greig in his golden moment here again as England's captain, doing the damage. And Gooch taking a very gentle, simple catch there at slip. Came off at a very nice, easy pace for him. And he spilled it out. A disappointed look there from Peter Lever. Let's see again how unfortunate he was. Low down there to Tony Greig. Good runs there. No long leg, of course.
That's 4 runs. And the leg sweep, very effectively too.
Once again, he's outside leg stump. And that hurrying away down to the ropes for 4 more. And Ian Chappell dealing largely in boundaries now. 17, including 4 fours. That's through for 4, way over the top at Bywood's head. Really got on top of that. So the 4 to McCosker, taking him on to 30. So no ball. As the front foot overstepping the crease. Pity really, because it was a very useful ball. Peter Lever fairly confident his shout would have been upheld there by umpire Spencer.
Well, towards the end, it looked as though the best chance the England bowlers had of breaking through, in fact, was with the Australian batsmen padding up and playing no stroke. They did that 2 or 3 times, and they must have been fairly close. They finished up with McCosker on 46, Ian Chappell 25, Turner batted reasonably well for his 21, but it was slow batting towards the end. Chappell concentrated on playing for tomorrow rather than getting any extra runs this evening, and it was tough going for the England bowlers. Well, now tomorrow, the pitch will deteriorate a little bit, not all that much, I shouldn't think. It's still a very, very good batting pitch, and as far as I'm concerned, Australia still face an immense task in getting a draw out of this game at Lord's.